Hello everyone. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you got excited about reading a press release? Exactly. For decades, press releases were the backbone of PR. Company launches something, they write a formal announcement, send it to journalists and hope someone publishes it. But the truth now is that most press releases today don't get read. They get archived or ignored, or maybe skimmed for about 5 seconds before a journalist moves on. So the real question isn't just are press releasing dying? The better question is what's replacing them? Because something is definitely replacing them. Let's understand the problem with the traditional press release. The traditional press release was built for a very different media world, which was a slower world. Back then, newsrooms had fewer stories, journalists relied more on official announcements, information moved slower. So, press releases acted like official signals, like something important just happened. But today, journalists don't have an information shortage, they have the opposite problem: information overload. Every day, they receive hundreds of emails, dozens of announcements, and an endless stream of content. So, a long format press release is something that often becomes just another document in a crowded inbox. Let's understand what journalists actually want now. Here's what many people misunderstand: journalists were never looking for press releases, they were actually looking for stories. The press release was just the delivery mechanism. And today, there are better ways to deliver a story. Journalists now look at things like a sharp insight, a surprising data point, strong opinion about an industry trend, a founder who can explain why something is happening. Did you notice something? That none of these require a traditional press release. What they require is useful information. Let's understand um, what's replacing the press release. So, if the classical press release is fading, what's taking its place? There are three big shifts happening: insight driven pitches. Let's talk about that. Instead of announcing we launched a product, smart companies pitch ideas like we analyzed 10,000 customer behaviors and found something surprising. Now, the journalist has a story, and the company becomes a source of insight, not just the subject. The next is founder led commentary. More journalists now quote people and not announcements. They want expert perspective, clear explanations, industry predictions. That's why founders who share thoughtful commentary often get far from media attention than companies sending formal releases. The story becomes what this founder thinks about the industry, not what this company launched today. Next is data as news. One of the most powerful replacements for press releases today is original data. Surveys, internal metrics, trend reports, even small insights from your user base. Because data does something very powerful. It turns marketing into news. Journalists love data because it helps them explain what's really happening. Does that mean press releases are now dead? Not exactly. Press releases still have a place. They are useful for major funding announcements, public company updates, regulatory disclosures, large partnerships. In other words, moments where official documentation matters. But for everyday PR, the press release is no longer the star. It's just a supporting tool. Let's understand the real shift in modern PR. The real shift happening right now is pretty much simple. PR used to be about announcing things. Today it's about contributing ideas. Journalists don't need more announcements. They need people who can help them explain what's changing, why it matters, and what might happen next. The companies that understand this, they stop thinking like advertisers and they start thinking like sources. So, our press release is dying. Not completely, but their role is definitely shrinking. Because the modern media world rewards something much more valuable, which is insight, perspective, and expertise. And the brands that learn how to deliver those things don't just send announcements, they become part of the story itself. And that's when you get the maximum number of coverage. Let me know your thoughts on this, and if you have any doubts, as usual, feel free to drop your doubts and comments in the comments box down below, and I'll see you in the next one.